we were doing so good, and then that boss, and then no.
Yeah. At least they save your level that you're on, so you don't have to do the whole thing
Yeah,
over again.
yeah. So I liked Sky Fortress Act 1 because I didn't really like Sky Chase in Sonic 2, but I also didn't like Sonic 2 that much. I know I'm the worst Sonic fan ever now, but
I thought it was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. You were supposed to say it was the best game ever.
I do. I love Sonic 3 and Knuckles. It is
Okay.
the best.
You're probably okay.
But um, anyways, I love Sky Fortress Act 1 because it takes what was wrong with Sky Chase and it fixes some of those problems and it makes an actual level out of it.
Mm.
Some people might not like it because it's slow or like doesn't have much going on in it, but it's a change of pace and it's a fun one.
It is. And
Time for a change
time for
of
a
pace.
change of pace.
I liked it too,
Expected out of
but
10.
I think they could have just made the pace a little bit quicker for a Sonic game, but that's just I still thought it was fine the way it is. And the co-op's still unforgiving, but
Yep.
that's what we've already said.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like was those sections where the plane would speed up and you had to like dodge things. Like those were unique, but a lot of the times you didn't have time to react to what you were dodging unless you
Yeah,
knew
it
it was
basically
there.
was a trial and error thing where you had to memorize what was coming.
And what sucked was like you could like go and do the attack on the boxes and stuff, but you would be like just barely off screen when you press the button, so you would die because of it, even though you could have easily destroyed them and caught up.
Mhm.
Alright, so on to Act 2 and 3. I really loved Act 2. It's like one of my favorite it's one of my favorite levels in the game, and honestly it's one of my favorite like classic Sonic stages now. Because there's so much you can find, like different routes and stuff. You can find so much using tails in the level. Like at the beginning of the level, there's a section where you can like go up these three different like propellers and get pretty high up. Then you can use tails, get higher up, use tails again, even higher up. There's items there. You attack some enemies after that. You can go even higher up after that. You can skip.
Higher and higher.
Yeah, I really like that, and again, it's like the gimmicks in the first zone. I really wish they had done more of that in the game.
Mhm. I honestly haven't
Yeah, it
explored.
was kind of a throwback to Sonic 2, so.
Alright, so what were you gonna say, MG?
I was just gonna say it was.
Sorry.
I honestly didn't explore it that much. I haven't played the level 2 in depth, but I liked it from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's a level that you really should play again and just like try finding hidden stuff because it's one of the few levels in the game that really takes advantage of being able to fly and find secret areas. Like a lot of the secret areas are just like skipping parts of the level too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's always kind of mandatory in a Sonic game. That like, you found a secret area. You can save 30 seconds.
Yeah. You can beat Metal Sonic. You saved a minute.
Holy cow, we didn't know that the first time, so I was like,
I had to.
when does this end?
MG didn't know that when I played it with him. I had to tell him like, "Oh, hey, you can beat Metal Sonic."
I was like,
Like he knew you
"What?"
could beat Metal Sonic, but he didn't know how.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Well, yeah,
one
because the trophy
thing.
the description tells you, but
Well, yeah, the trophy tells you can do it. It doesn't tell you how, though.
Yeah. It says. Well, does it say the stage?
It says beat. It says beat Sky Fortress Act 1 and defeat Metal Sonic. It's like, wait, you finished the level normally. Didn't I just do that?
Yeah, he
right.
crashes. So. meh.
And then, even if you defeat him, his ship is perfectly fine for the boss act.
It got repaired.
He got another one, or it got better. It got better. I got better.
Alright. One other thing Act 2 had that was unique was the wall running sections, which I tend to skip those a lot,
yay.
because I would use the I would use the spin dash jump, or I would do that with supersonic and skip even more, but I would do that and then realize, oh crap, there was a wall running section, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, those were kind of cool.
Yeah. I think the last one is kind of difficult, but again, supersonic, just spin dash, jump across. You'll get most of the way across, and then you could just use tails to save yourself.
I can practically fly anyway. What's the point?
So, alright. Act 3 had some other things, it brought back those loopy-loo things from the Death Egg Zone and Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't the same way, but it was the same kind of thing, and that was cool.
It was a nice little nostalgia tidbit.
And again, it was a thing that you activated by doing the homing attack. At least it was better than those Casino Street Zone had something similar in Act 2 that I didn't like it in that because you had to homing attack the cards multiple times, which kind of bothered me. That and the homing attack chains in that game bothered me. And actually, Episode 2, it still had some of those, but it didn't have as many. I ran across 3 in the entire time I played. It was more common just to find one enemy you could homing attack, and that was it. But again, you have tails, you don't need those.
I got tails, I can do anything.
Tails breaks pretty much every level.
He does. And speaking of you can do anything, there's one really weird thing I noticed in the first cutscene of episode Metal. There's in the song that plays during the cutscene, there are parts from Sonic Boom and You Can Do Anything. It's this is a very happy song for a villain. The villain is alive again. Hallelujah!
Yay! That's funny.
Okay, so Act 3, it had those. The only thing I didn't like in the act was the thrusters that they had that would shoot fire. And it wasn't even just those being in the level, it was that in there were 2 or 3 sections where you had to glide under them or around them. And they would be placed very cheaply, so you couldn't see them until you get right there, so you would often jump and then burn and then dead. I did a great job of describing that.
Roasted hedgehog. Roasted hedgehog.
Well, I forget, were you Tails at that part, or was I Tails when we were playing Smash?
You were Tails. No, wait, no, I was Tails, because I remember I was always Sonic in Act 2 and then the boss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then it must have been with Johnny, but I can't remember. I don't think we had too much trouble with the flying sections, at least.
No?
Well, maybe it's just the fact that I like to speed run the levels all the time.
Yeah.
I would go... the camera is zoomed in a way that you don't see them there. So I would jump...
I would like it.
Okay, you go ahead.
One thing I was gonna say, you know how Act 2 of Snow whatever, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, where you're on the roller coasters.
Yeah.
And you go into the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that camera perspective better because I could see a bigger portion of the level.
Yeah.
At once. I would like it if Sonic games kind of zoomed out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little, so I could see more of the level instead of just you're running really fast. It's cool that you're running fast, but You hit walls all the time.
Well, I think episode 2 for the most part the camera is fine. It's enough where you can see.
For the most part, it is.
There's just sometimes where it zooms in a little bit. And it's like, no, don't do that. This is bad. I can't see. But other than that, I liked Act 3. And again, like Act 2, it also had like some areas where you could like skip portions of the level or stuff if you just use tails. And I liked that kind of design. The boss of that act. Alright, so the boss. Flying boss, woo!
Yay. It's the same kind of thing from Act 1 all over again.
Yeah. Except I
Just
didn't.
the way you hit it was different, right?
Yeah, the fight itself I think was really unique. Again, all of the game's bosses are.
Right.
But
which is nice considering how there are.
yeah. When I first played the game, I didn't beat it with normal Sonic because when I played through it, I spent hours trying to get all the special emeralds, the super special emeralds. No, the chaos.
Super special, awesome.
Ridiculously tall chaos emeralds. Like, have you noticed how giant they are?
Yeah,
But
I guess not.
I spent like so much time trying to get all the Chaos Emeralds. So when I got to, by the time I got to Act 3 of Sky Fortress, I had all of them. So I was abusing Supersonic a lot. So for this boss fight, I was Supersonic the whole time, and because of that, there was like no threat at all.
Yeah, it's
on
like,
the other hand,
you want to shoot me with lasers?
but yeah, on
On
the
the
other
other
hand, Johnny
hand.
and I
On
went
the
through
other
it
hand.
as normal Sonic and Tails, so yeah, it didn't really. It wasn't too bad, but it was definitely annoying. It's like the first stage for co-op.
Yeah. So after that is Death Egg Mark II, which I thought that was a pretty cool zone. I liked that they brought back the Death Egg again. What's classic Sonic without it? Other than Sonic 1.
I don't
But
think it was in Sonic 2 either.
it was like the thing he was trying to destroy in the second game.
Okay,
The only thing
we can go with that.
the only time it appeared at all though was for the final boss. The final boss was in Death.
You don't really
so,
see the whole thing.
Yeah. So they brought that back. They decided on using like the iPhone gimmick thing that they had in episode 1, where the camera is focused on Sonic, so it rotates and stuff with gravity and whatnot. And honestly, it works better here because there's not a ton of like loops.
Yeah,
I don't
didn't
even have.
mind the fact that the gravity changed like every 2 seconds.
I haven't played the iPhone version, but I have seen footage of it. And it's like, no, this is
Oh.
too much. No, don't do this.
But
Yeah, it's kind of weird when they port games like that to the iPhone.
Hey, MG, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I like the level overall. Just, I don't know why, but I can't remember too much of it, so I don't think it left too much of an impression on me.
Yeah. Like, well, to be fair, there wasn't really much to the level. There was a few sections with gravity and whatnot, and then
Right.
the first Metal Sonic boss
Yeah,
fight.
that much I remember, but the way there, I don't. I'm drawing a blank.
There was one funny thing I noticed. Like, I took a video of this with my 3DS. I was playing in that zone. Like, I'm playing a Supersonic. I go off this spring and gravity switches. Supersonic just gets stuck on a wall.